You know, sometimes in football, things just spiral completely out of control, and that's exactly what's happened to Fiorentina this season. Let me paint you a picture. Last season, under Vincenzo Italiano, Fiorentina finished 8th in Serie A. Not spectacular, but respectable. More importantly, they reached their second consecutive Conference League final. Yeah, they lost both times, which stung, but still, this was a club competing in Europe, playing attractive football, and looking like they were building something. Fast forward to this season, and it's been an absolute disaster. They're sitting rock bottom of Serie A, 20th place, dead last, with just 9 points from 17 games. This is a genuine relegation crisis, and honestly makes last season's relative stability look like the good old days. So what went wrong? Honestly, where do we even start? First off, the managerial merry-go-round. Italiano left for Bologna at the end of last season, and Raffaele Palladino came in as his replacement. But here's where it gets messy. Palladino had built a strong connection with the squad, particularly helping Moise Kean hit 25 goals across all competitions. Then, boom, Palladino left due to disagreements with the board, and Stefano Pioli was brought in from Al Nassr. Now Pioli, he's a good manager. He won the Scudetto with Milan after all. But this hasn't worked at all. Fiorentina hadn't won a single match, not one. They had just 4 points after their first 5 matches, the worst start in the club's history. The fans? They weren't having it. After a 3-0 defeat to Inter, supporters sarcastically chanted "Pioli on fire," which, if you remember, was a song celebrating him during his Milan days. Now it was being used to mock him. But it's not just about the manager. The whole transfer strategy backfired spectacularly. Sporting director Daniele Prade had 90 million euros to spend, massive money for an Italian club these days. They brought in players like Edin Dzeko, Roberto Piccoli, Jacopo Fazzini. On paper, it looked great. In reality, Dzeko looked well past his prime, Piccoli hasn't delivered despite his hefty fee, and Goodmanson has barely made an impact. Even last season's hero Moise Kean, who was banging in goals for fun, has struggled because the whole tactical structure fell apart. David De Gea's average rating dropped from 7.50 to 6.70, and he's been exposed by a disorganized defense. And get this, after a 1-0 home defeat to newly promoted Lecce, Prade resigned. He'd previously taken full responsibility, saying if anyone should be fired, it should be him. Then Pioli was sacked shortly after, with Fiorentina sitting bottom of the table. Paolo Vanali came in, but the damage was done. What makes this even more bizarre is that in Conference League, they've actually shown glimpses of their old selves, but in Serie A, it's like watching a completely different, broken team. The atmosphere at the Artemio Franchi is toxic now. The stadium itself is literally a construction site because of ongoing renovation work that's been delayed. The fans are furious. There's zero confidence in the squad. This is statistically one of Fiorentina's worst seasons in terms of average performance. We're talking about a club that reached 2 European finals, and now they're genuinely facing the threat of relegation. They're only 3 points from safety, but with the way they're playing, that gap could easily widen. It's a cautionary tale, really. Too much change, too quickly. A squad that lost its identity overnight, failed signings, managerial chaos, and a fan base that's gone from dreaming of European glory to fearing the drop to Serie B. That's Fiorentina season in a nutshell, from European hopefuls to a relegation nightmare. Absolutely mental how quickly things can fall apart in football.